There comes a moment in life when staying the same becomes more painful than changing. One day you wake up and realize that the version of yourself that once helped you survive is no longer strong enough to help you grow. The person you were once proud of now feels too small for the dreams that live inside you. Growth is rarely graceful. It's messy, uncertain, and often lonely. It demands that you leave behind the comfort that once felt safe. If you truly want to step into the stronger, wiser version of yourself, you must first lay to rest the version that keeps choosing what's easy. Comfort becomes the enemy of transformation because it makes the soul quiet while convincing the mind that being safe is the same as being successful. Comfort tells you that you're doing fine, that where you are is good enough, that you don't need to reach for more. But growth never happens in good enough. Growth is born in discomfort, in the moments when your faith feels weak, your hands tremble, and your heart wonders if it can keep going. Comfort keeps your life predictable, but transformation needs courage to walk through uncertainty. It asks you to go places your feet have never touched, to step beyond your control and let courage guide the way. When you choose comfort, you choose to stay unchanged. But when you choose transformation, you choose to face everything inside you that resists progress. The truth is, comfort can be deceiving. It whispers that staying small is smart, that routine equals peace, that change is risky. It hides its trap behind the warmth of familiarity, and for a while, that warmth feels safe. You stay in a job that doesn't fulfill you because it pays the bills. You hold on to people who drain your energy because loneliness seems scarier. You stop dreaming because failure feels heavier than regret. Yet comfort will never build greatness. It will never allow you to meet the higher version of yourself that only challenge can awaken. Transformation demands that you leave the shore and walk into deeper waters. It asks you to let go of control and trust that something greater will support you when the ground disappears beneath you. Everyone who has become extraordinary has learned to make peace with discomfort. They've realized that pain isn't punishment, it's preparation. They've discovered that uncertainty isn't chaos, it's creation in progress. Comfort wants you to stay still, but transformation pushes you forward even when stillness feels easier. It forces you to break old patterns that trapped you in fear, to unlearn the habits that kept you small, and to rebuild your sense of self from strength, not survival. There is nothing wrong with wanting peace, but there is danger in worshiping ease, because once ease becomes your master, you stop evolving. Your heart, mind, and spirit grow only when challenged. You cannot ask for strength and avoid the weight that builds it. You cannot seek wisdom and hide from the storms that teach it. You cannot crave purpose and expect it to come without discomfort. Transformation isn't gentle. It's breaking, reshaping, stretching. It tears down the old version of you so a new one can rise. Every time you try to return to what feels familiar, life will remind you that comfort has nothing left to offer. Comfort is where dreams fade quietly. It is the soft pillow that muffles your purpose, the silent thief that steals your potential one easy choice at a time. But the moment you grow tired of your own excuses, when you realize peace is not found in ease but in evolution, you start choosing discomfort intentionally. You begin to lean toward fear instead of running from it. You start entering unknown places with shaky hands but a steady heart. That's where transformation lives, not in the familiar but in the fire, because fire does not destroy gold, it refines it, and discomfort doesn't destroy you. It shapes you into the person you were meant to become. You can't become new while clinging to the old. You can't step into tomorrow while your hands still grip yesterday. Renewal and attachment cannot exist together. To become new, you must release what once was. The versions of you that stayed small, the identities built from pain, the stories that told you who you couldn't be, they must be set free. The old you served a purpose. It protected you, carried you through storms, and helped you survive. But what once saved you can also become what limits you. You can't heal while living in the house built by your wounds. You can't rise while holding on to the ground that once kept you safe. Many people ask for transformation, but refuse to let go of what holds them back. They want change without release, renewal without surrender. But growth doesn't work that way. You cannot ask for a new life while defending the patterns of your old one. You cannot say you want peace while entertaining the noise that keeps you distracted. You cannot say you want joy while still feeding your pain. Becoming new means choosing differently, thinking differently, speaking differently, and moving differently. It means honoring your past but not identifying with it anymore. You are not who you once were, even if you still walk among the memories of that version. Holding on to the old feels safer because it's predictable. You already know its pain, its mistakes, its limits. The unknown is frightening because it asks for faith, not memory. But faith always requires you to let go before you receive. It asks you to release the identity that matches your past so you can step into the one that matches your future. Every time you cling to the old, you delay the arrival of the new. Every time you replay the pain, you reject the promise. You cannot carry yesterday's burdens into tomorrow's blessings. There must be a release, a separation, a surrender. Becoming new isn't pretending the past never happened. It's choosing not to let it decide your direction anymore. It's understanding that certain versions of you cannot enter certain seasons. The insecure version cannot handle success. The fearful version cannot handle freedom. The bitter version cannot handle peace. Every new level of your life demands a new version of you. And before life gives it to you, it will quietly ask, what are you willing to let go of? Are you willing to release that habit that keeps you small? Are you willing to leave behind that relationship that traps you in pain? Are you ready to stop defending the very things that keep you from growing? Because transformation will not happen until your desire to change becomes stronger than your desire to stay comfortable. It will test your patience, stretch your courage, and question your strength. But through that discomfort, you will find yourself becoming someone you once only imagined. And when you look back, you'll realize that every painful step was worth it because it led you here to the beginning of who you were always meant to be. Are you ready to release that old mindset that keeps you doubting your value? Holding on to the past isn't loyalty, it's limitation. You don't owe your old self a permanent space in your future. The version of you that once allowed disrespect, accepted less than you deserved, or settled just to survive, it served a purpose. But that version is not the one that will fulfill your true potential. If you really want to become new, you must be willing to let go of the old, not with bitterness, but with gratitude. Because every part of who you were has brought you to the edge of who you're meant to become. Yet you cannot stand at the edge forever. You have to step forward. You have to stop staring at what has burned down and start embracing the flame that will create something new. When you finally release what no longer serves you, life starts to breathe in a new rhythm. You begin to feel lighter, freer. You start to see the world with clearer eyes. Becoming new isn't about gaining something. It's about removing what doesn't belong anymore. True transformation doesn't come from adding, it comes from releasing. It's the slow peeling away of layers, fear, guilt, shame, and doubt, until what's left is only truth. The new you isn't something you must build from scratch. It's already within you, waiting to be uncovered. But that discovery only happens when you stop clutching the pieces of what has already ended. You can't become new while holding on to what's old. Renewal requires empty hands, hands open enough to receive, rebuild, and reach for what's next. Life can't give you blessings if your fists are still closed around the past. So let it go, the fear, the pain, the version of you that doesn't belong anymore. Every time you release an ending, you make room for a beginning. You allow a new version of yourself to rise, free, whole, and unchained. Growth hurts because it pulls you away from the comfort you've always known. It stretches you beyond what feels safe, beyond what you can control or predict. It demands that you walk away from what's easy and step into what's uncertain. It shakes everything you thought you understood about who you are, what you want, and what you can handle. Growth isn't soft, it's messy and sometimes painful. It rearranges your life, tests your strength, and humbles your heart. You can't grow and stay comfortable at the same time. Comfort is where stillness hides, but discomfort, that's where transformation begins. Every time you grow, something in you must die. An old habit, a limiting belief, an outdated identity, and each death hurts, even when it's necessary. Humans are creatures of habit. We love patterns because they give us the illusion of control, even when those patterns quietly harm us. That's why many people stay stuck. Not because they can't change, but because they don't want to face the discomfort that change demands. Familiar pain often feels safer than unfamiliar possibility. You tell yourself that the known struggle is better than the unknown outcome. So you stay. You shrink your dreams until they fit your comfort zone and then call it wisdom. But growth doesn't care about your comfort. It will shake your world, disturb your peace, and destroy your illusions until you rise to your true potential. The path of growth often begins with loss. You lose your routines, the approval of others, and sometimes even the people who can't grow with you. You lose the version of yourself that once made sense, and during those moments, it feels like your whole world is falling apart. But the truth is, it's falling into place. The pain of growth isn't punishment, it's cleansing. It burns away the parts of you that can't move into your next season. Growth won't let you stay tied to what keeps you small. It will stretch your faith, demand your surrender, and force you to trust a process that rarely makes sense in the moment. Every person who has ever evolved has walked through the fire of discomfort. They've faced the loneliness that comes when people stop understanding their direction. They've felt the confusion that comes when the old self no longer fits, but the new self hasn't yet arrived. Growth isn't a straight line. It's a cycle of breaking, rebuilding, and becoming. It's the shedding of who you were so that who you're meant to be can unfold. It's the willingness to lose your balance for a moment so you can find your wings. Growth isn't just about outward success, it's about inner strength. It's about learning to say no when you once said yes out of fear. It's about being at peace in your own company without feeling lonely. It's about choosing peace instead of validation, purpose instead of approval, truth instead of convenience. Growth hurts because it reveals your attachments, your insecurities, and your illusions. It forces you to look at yourself, the real you, not the version you present to others. And facing that truth is never easy. It requires honesty, humility, and accountability. It means examining the parts of you that still cling to comfort, even when comfort is what's holding you back. Growth asks you to believe in what you cannot see, to trust that there is purpose beyond this pain, that the discomfort isn't breaking you, it's building you. You are being stretched not to snap, but to increase your capacity for peace, wisdom, love, and life itself. You are being shaped for what you once hoped for, and preparation always comes with pressure. Growth is the soul's way of expanding its limits. It's not meant to feel easy, it's meant to make you stronger. When you feel yourself being pulled away from the familiar, don't fight it. Don't run back to what used to feel safe, but now feels small. That restlessness you feel isn't something to silence. It's a sign that it's time to rise. Every moment of discomfort is an invitation to elevate. Every growing pain is proof that you're releasing what no longer belongs in your next chapter. You weren't meant to remain where you began. You were meant to evolve, to stretch, to become all that you're capable of being. Growth will hurt, but staying the same will hurt even more. And when you finally choose the pain that leads to transformation instead of the comfort that leads to stagnation, you begin to experience life as freedom. The old you will fight to survive. Outgrow it anyway. It will cling to your habits, whisper your doubts, and remind you of every mistake you've ever made. It will tell you that change is too risky, that growth isn't worth it, that comfort is safer. That voice may sound calm, but it's fear wearing the mask of safety. The old you isn't your enemy, it's your past. But if you keep letting your past lead your decisions, you'll never meet your future. Growth requires rebellion against the part of you that keeps asking you to stay the same. Every time you move toward change, the old you starts to panic. It senses its end because it knows it can't survive in the light of who you're becoming. That's why resistance always appears before your breakthrough. You begin to doubt your progress. You miss what you've left behind. You convince yourself that maybe the old life wasn't so bad after all. But that's not truth speaking. That's the echo of an identity that's fading away. Losing your old self feels painful because growth often feels like grief. A part of you begins to fade away. The unsure you, the scared you, the one who always tried to please others, cannot live beside the strong, confident, and free version of who you are becoming. Outgrowing your old self is one of the hardest things you'll ever do because it's not a fight against anyone else. It's a fight within. It's the clash between who you were and who you're meant to be. The old version of you feels safe in comfort. The new one is born through discomfort. The old you wants approval. The new one creates purpose. The old you survives out of fear. The new one lives through faith. But this change doesn't happen instantly. You will feel a pull between your past identity and your growing awareness. You'll question your worth, your direction, your timing. In those moments, you must remember that resistance doesn't mean stop. It's proof that you're heading the right way. The old version of you will try to make you small again. It will whisper that you're not ready, that you don't have enough strength, that you're reaching too high. It will stir your emotions, trying to drag you back into unhealthy patterns simply because they feel familiar. It will use guilt as its strongest tool, reminding you of who you used to be, hoping you'll doubt your worthiness to change. But you owe no loyalty to the person you used to be. You don't have to say sorry for growing. You don't have to explain your evolution to anyone, not even to the parts of you that resist it. The old you had a purpose once. It taught you lessons. It protected you when you didn't know more. But that time has passed, and now your transformation is calling. Becoming your higher self is not betrayal. It's rebirth. You are not abandoning who you were. You are honoring your potential by refusing to remain trapped in what you've already outgrown. You cannot step forward while trying to carry your old identity. Sooner or later, you have to set it down. You must release the parts of yourself that were built from fear, insecurity, and survival. Stop defending your limits and start creating your freedom. Growth demands sacrifice. It will cost you your excuses, your comfort, and your habits that no longer serve you. But in return, it will give you clarity, freedom, and inner strength. The old version of you will cry out for attention as it fades. It will make you miss the pain you once prayed to escape. It will tempt you with the ease of not knowing better. But once you've tasted self-awareness, you can never go back. You can't unsee your potential once you've recognized your own light. The old you may fight for survival, but it only lives if you feed it. You weaken it by choosing differently, by showing up, staying consistent, and trusting even when you feel afraid. Outgrowing your past self is a quiet kind of revolution. It's the moment you stop bargaining for your worth. It's when you stop repeating old cycles and stop asking permission to grow. You realize the old you wasn't wrong. It was just temporary. It was training for the person you are now becoming. You will feel the weight of letting go, but that weight is only the release of what no longer fits. The old you will resist, test you, and pull at your heart, but grow beyond it anyway. Because what waits past that resistance isn't just a better life, it's your truest self. Discipline, not desire, is what shapes the new you. Desire lights the spark, but discipline keeps it alive. When motivation fades, desire becomes just emotion, changeable, uncertain, easily affected by mood or circumstance. But discipline is choice. It's a promise that stays steady when feelings fade. The person you want to become will not appear from wishes but from repeated action. Even when it's hard, even when no one sees, even when your heart wants to stop, discipline keeps you moving. Desire may open the door, but discipline walks through it. Everyone wants change, but few are willing to do what change truly asks for. People dream of new habits, but cling to old ways. They speak of greatness, but avoid the work greatness requires. Desire can see the dream, but discipline builds it. Desire draws the vision, but discipline paints it daily, stroke by stroke until it becomes real. The difference between who you are and who you want to be lies not in what you wish for, but in what you do every day. It's not the strength of your want that transforms you, but the strength of your will. Discipline is the quiet builder behind all success. It doesn't ask how you feel, it asks what you've promised. It doesn't wait for a perfect time, it creates progress. It doesn't chase excitement, it values consistency. Desire will make you begin. Discipline will make you complete. There will be days you feel tired, when progress feels invisible, when stopping seems easier. But discipline whispers, keep going. Every effort is shaping you. Every sacrifice strengthens you. Every hard moment builds the foundation of who you are becoming. The old you depended on emotion, waiting for the right moment, the perfect mood, or the approval of others. But the new you knows emotions change and excuses never end. Discipline teaches you to move even when you don't feel like it. It trains your mind to lead and your emotions to follow. The future belongs to those who act out of commitment, not comfort. The one who can master themselves can change their world, because discipline is self-respect made visible. It's proof that you value your potential enough to protect it from distraction. Desire is lovely but fragile. It shakes when tested. It fades in challenge. Discipline, however, stays solid. It becomes your support when motivation disappears. It grounds you when life feels uncertain. Discipline doesn't promise the path will be easy. It promises it will be worth it. Every moment of consistency, every hard choice, every quiet effort builds the future you dream of. Discipline is the bridge between potential and achievement. It's what separates dreamers from doers, talkers from builders, and wishers from achievers. The new you can't be shaped by feelings alone. It must be built through effort, steady, conscious, and persistent. Discipline strengthens your character, sharpens your focus, and humbles your ego. It teaches you to rise after failure, to stay determined through pain, to keep building even when no one applauds. You'll come to understand that discipline isn't punishment, it's freedom. It frees you from the noise of inconsistency. It quiets excuses. It gives your dreams shape and your goals structure. Each time you choose discipline over comfort, you declare that you're no longer ruled by impulse. You're in control of your direction. The new you won't be made in moments of excitement, but in steady moments of commitment. You won't be defined by how much you want, but by how deeply you keep going. And when the spark fades, as it always does, discipline remains, calm, firm, and faithful, guiding you toward the life you were meant to live. Evolution often requires isolation. Not everyone can walk beside you on your journey. Growth is sacred, and not all souls are meant to rise with you. As you start to see life differently, you might feel pain, not because you're lost, but because separation is happening. Separation isn't rejection, it's refinement. Life starts removing distractions, noise, and attachments that no longer help your becoming. Your heart might resist, but your spirit already knows. Isolation becomes the quiet ground where transformation grows. Not everyone who began with you is meant to finish with you. Some came to teach you, not to stay forever. Some belonged with the old version of you, not the new one. As you grow, old energies start feeling heavy. Conversations that once felt exciting now drain you. Places that once brought comfort now feel too small. That isn't loneliness, it's growth demanding more space. The universe can't expand you while you keep shrinking yourself to fit where you no longer belong. Isolation isn't punishment, it's preparation. In the silence, you meet your deepest self. You begin to see where your fears held you back, where your habits kept you limited, and where your comfort stopped your progress. When you're alone, no one can distract you from your truth. Isolation strips away the mask and forces you to face your reflection, the real, unpolished you. In that raw honesty, transformation starts. You can't evolve surrounded by constant noise, because growth needs stillness. The strongest version of you is born in silence. When the world grows quiet, you start to hear your own intuition. You notice that not every